How is work-life balance with having kids and owning a restaurant?
You know, how many burgers do I need to sell to make $4 million?
I can't even imagine like literally being at a wedding and something like that happening.
If the food's good, the food's good. Who cares what it looks like?
Look at places like that, and if you look at the reviews, they're terrible.
A lot of times they work against you and not with you.
We're coming back here when you're working again. I said I work every day, bitch. Get the out of here. You know what's so funny too is that like I was talking, I mean, even besides this conversation with Chef, I was talking to someone the other day and I was saying how like someone always knows someone from another restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
So we're all just connected in some weird way.
Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you get your start?
My father was friends with a bunch of dudes that owned a catering hall in Yonkers.
Okay.
And I started busting tables when I was 13 there.
That is so
And
funny.
just away we went.
Yeah. I wish that I started younger too. I love when I like hear people saying like, oh yeah, I started so young, so young. You know how I got my start? I started because I was working at Auntie Anne's, you know, the pretzel place.
Yeah.
So I was working at Auntie Anne's and like it was just one of those things like I wanted just spending money. My parents are actually really against me working. So I just wanted some spending money. And then I got in a car accident because I went out, past curfew. So I got in a hit and run accident. So the guy basically totaled my car. Didn't total it because you know how insurance likes to play games. And then they were like, oh, well, insurance isn't covering it, so you're paying for it.
Oh.
So I was like, Auntie Anne's isn't going to cut it.
Yeah, now what?
And so I had a friend that was working at a restaurant. And then I was like, do you guys like have anything open? And then she's like, actually, we're looking for another busser. And that's how I started.
What restaurant?
Stanziato's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was 17 when I started. And
Okay.
I was there literally the whole entire time.
Okay. Yeah, I started busing at 13. I remember one party, like, everybody called out but me, and there was 2 different parties going on. So I basically bust both parties. I was like 15 or 16 at that point.
Mm.
And the guys were like, you're never busting again. You're a waiter now.
Oh, my
Back
God.
then, when you work a catering hall, I think it was like $25 a party to bust and like 60 if you were a waiter. And then if you were lucky, you got like a cut of the tip.
Yeah.
But at 16, that was, 16 back in the mid-90s, doing 2 parties a day, 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I was making like $400-$500 a weekend.
Yeah. Making way more than your
Cash.
friends, too. Yeah. Oh, my God. And that's
Well,
the
I
best
got all
part.
my friends' jobs. So
Yeah.
the whole crew, after that, the whole crew was like all of my best friends that I grew up with.
Oh, I love
We
that.
all worked together. And then there was a hotel. So we would,
You guys would do like stuff at the hotel, too?
no, but we would like rent rooms. We'd have like little house, like room parties.
Oh, my gosh. That is so fun.
Probably doing a lot of stuff we shouldn't have been doing at
Yeah.
15, 16 years old. But
But you know, it makes the best memories.
yeah, it was a
Thinking
good
back on
time.
it now, it's just like,
It was a good time.
yeah, it's silly things.
We
like,
had a funny crew of workers there. I mean, the guys were just wild, man, because everybody was older. All the wait staff were in there older. I say older. They were probably like 25,
yeah.
right? And we're like, oh, these guys are like 50. When you're 16, when you're 25, you're 50. But these guys would like sneak us drinks. Like we're busting tables at 15 at like all these crazy holiday parties. And we're like doing shots like Doers. And it was a very Italian place.
Mhm.
So we're doing like shots at Doers and Seagram and like Crown. And
What's the first crazy story that comes to mind?
from that place, I don't have a lot of crazy stories. I mean, we were like out in the bars at 16 till like 3 in the morning. Our maitre d' would like take us all out and just tell the bartender, yeah, they're good. But one party we were doing was like a company like end of year party, and they had like a little award ceremony. So we wrote in on the award cards maitre d' of the year, Frank Russo, who was our maitre d', and we slipped it in. And they're going through it, and whoever was reading it didn't realize it and read it. So we came up on stage and he like gave a wave and
Oh, that is so fun.
got a standing ovation. That was a good time.
Yeah.
I remember we used to do a lot of Greek weddings there also. So I don't know if you've ever been to a Greek wedding.
That's when they like smash the plates and stuff, right?
What they also do is they all throw money on the dance floor. So my job when we did Greek weddings before I became a waiter was to sweep all the money.
Mm.
And that's actually, people think it's for the bride and groom, but it's the band's tip. But just
Oh.
hundreds of singles getting thrown the whole night. They're just throwing dollars on the dance floor, and I just walk around with the janitor brush and sweep it up and pile it up for them.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, those were good times.
Yeah, I need to go to a Greek wedding now.
Mhm.
That's what that sounds like to me.
We did a New Year's Eve wedding, and the bride's brother knocked out the groom.
Knocked out on purpose?
Yeah, got into a fist fight. It was interesting.
What?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. It was an
I,
interesting situation for sure.
I can't even imagine like literally
Hmm.
being at a wedding and something like
Yeah,
that happening.
like not just some random fight, right? The
Yeah.
bride's brother and the groom going at it on New Year's Eve.
Do you know why they got in a fight?
I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
You
The
got to
no
remember, I'm 46. This is
mm,
30 years ago.
yeah. No, the nosy
A
part
lot
of
of
me would be
crazy
like,
stories and
yeah.
long nights. And
How long were you at the catering hall?
so I was there until I was, I think, 17. And then I went and worked at like the local pizza place for a year or so. And then I applied at like my first real restaurant job, which I didn't get right away. And I ended up taking a job at a place called the Seafood Peddler, which was as horrible as it sounds. And like my first day at the Seafood Peddler, I got the call from the other restaurant that I really wanted, and I got the job. So I quit on the spot and I went and started training.
Ugh, love
And
that.
I was there for years. Central Square Cafe in Scarsdale.
Okay. Oh, I know Scarsdale.
Yeah, it was on Four Corners, right on Central Avenue.
Oh, nice.
And that place was jammed. That was the 300 seater, and we would have waits for lunch. And
Holy
it wasn't
shit.
anything crazy. It was like sort of higher end diner concept.
Mm-hmm.
The brothers who owned it, their dad was a diner guy, old school Greek diner guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was definitely nicer than a diner, but it was very similar. You had a lot of similar, menu items to your
Yeah.
typical diner fare. But it was huge, and we were always jammed.
That's like the best feeling
Yeah,
ever.
that was my favorite job. That's like where I fell in love with
Working in the
being in
restaurant.
the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you decide that you wanted to own a restaurant?
Um, Probably somewhere around my early 30s.
Okay.
I had made a weird deal with a guy to buy a place. He had this like little dive bar in New Rochelle, and he was looking to get out. And I came in, and like the deal was I would like buy into it and run it, and eventually I would buy him out. And like a week in, we had this huge falling out, and I just walked away from it. And
Oh man.
that was a tough situation because that set me back financially a little bit. And then
Yeah.
I bought a place in Tuckahoe, a small little like bar and grill. I was in the process of selling a piece of property. So I bought this place, but I talked to a friend of mine. I said, if my deal on my house goes through, my condo, my co-op goes through, doesn't go through rather, would you buy this restaurant from me and take it over? And he said, yeah. So I made the deposit, and the buyer ended up walking away from my co-op. So he gave me the deposit, and now he's on his, I think, 12th or 13th year there.
Oh wow.
So he's doing really well there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was my second swing and miss at opening a place.
Yeah.
And then when I opened Tiger's Den here in Ridgefield, that one stuck, and we were there for close to 4 years.
You know what I've always thought about too? Like, how do you come up with the name? I feel like that would I would feel so much pressure.
So Tiger's Den was obviously me just kissing Ridgefield's ass. I was like, oh, let me try to endear myself to this town right away. Obviously the Ridgefield Tigers, and the goal was to be super community oriented and family friendly, and tie in and try to get a lot of the sports teams. And we had the party room upstairs. So that's where that name came from. JJStacks, me and my partner's name are both Joe,
Mm-hmm.
my former partner. And we did triple decker sandwiches when we first started. So
Okay.
burgers were triple deckers, everything was triple deckers. So we decided to call them Stacks, and we said, oh, JJStacks is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just stuck.
Yeah, I
Just
like
stuck.
it.
And now my girlfriend, who runs the truck and who will run the restaurant with me, her name is Jamie, so we could keep the J's and
Oh, there you go. That worked out.
just tell everybody it was perfect. It's meant to be.
Meant to be. No, I definitely believe in that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's
And how long has been the process? I know we were kind of talking a little bit about it before. What a headache to open a restaurant.
yeah, not always. Tiger's Den wasn't this bad, and JJStacks wasn't this bad, but this is the first one I've done where it's basically a total build out. The guy that owned the restaurant space that we took over gutted everything.
Ugh.
He took the hood, he took the wall sconces, like whatever wasn't nailed down. Like I'm surprised he didn't try to rip the floors up.
Yeah.
So he left us basically a big shell. So it's been a process. And then the town threw some stuff at us that we weren't expecting, and then the weather.
Yeah.
We lose. Before this week, I think we lost at least one day every week for the last like 5 weeks because of ice and snow, and just 20 below, guys can't work.
Yeah. Oh, that's brutal.
Last week we lost 3 days because we had
It's
that
no-
blizzard on Monday and
Yeah.
then came back again on Wednesday. So we lost more than half the week last week.
That sucks so bad.
Yeah.
How long ago did it start, I guess, from
So
construction to now?
I signed the lease on November 25th.
Okay.
And if my landlord listens to this, please don't be mad at me. We started demoing like a week before that. We had a handshake deal in place. So we started demoing probably like the second or third week in November. And our intent was a 6-week turnaround.
Okay.
Within 6 weeks, we should have been able to get everything built up and ready to go. So now we're going into mid-March, right? And it's been November, December, January, February, 5 months.
Yeah.
So we've hit a lot of bumps, a lot of delays.
Yeah.
Basically, Murphy's Law. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
But we're in the home stretch. All the plumbing is done. All the electric's done. Everything now is cosmetic. They're building tables. We did a lot of bargain shopping. So we found some tabletops that were like out in Middletown, New York, which is like an hour and a half ride.
Mm-hmm.
But they really fit our look. And we're fabricating them onto beer kegs.
Oh, cool.
So, it's a cool look, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
We're using like old pipe fittings to put table legs on. And so that's all getting done. Hopefully it's all done by today.
Yeah.
Bar had to get built from scratch. Like everything basically had to be done from scratch.
I know. And you know what's so funny is that I guess from like the outside looking in, you'd think that like a blank canvas is easier, but it's so much harder.
Yeah. Well, the situation with the grease trap and having to dig into the floor, that cost us 4 weeks. So that alone is a month of time. And then we ripped the floor up, and our concept was always going to be concrete floor, but we ripped the floor up and the subfloor was a wreck. It was all broken and chipped. There was like that black, tile glue that wouldn't come up.
Yeah.
So, that turned into a process. We rented a machine and tried to, sand all that crap off. That didn't really work. And then we ended up just putting another layer of cement over. So that's 4 days, a day to lay the cement, and then 2 to 3 days for it to set.
And it's not like you can even do anything while that's going on.
No, exactly.
You just kind of go on hold.
And the same with the hole in the floor. We had a 3-foot wide hole that like a canal basically that went from the back of the kitchen. So the restaurant's long, right? So the kitchen's all the way in the back, and then it comes through the bar, and then it went out the front door and into the parking lot.
Yeah.
So can't do anything on that side of the restaurant. Nothing in the kitchen could get done. Nothing in the bar side could get done.
Yeah.
So
I even remember when we were building out the bar on like our newer side.
Yeah.
When we were building out that bar, it was already there, but like just everything that comes along with it, you have to make sure that the plumbing's right, and then like the health inspectors will come and they'll be like, oh no, actually you need this many of this and this many of this, and it's like, but this was already here.
Yeah.
So we're doing cosmetics, but nope, it's not cosmetic anymore.
Because it's a new place.
Yeah, because it's a new place. So now you have to like abide for all of these like brand new rules that they set, and it's not like they warn you either. You think that just because something's there.
We're lucky. The Newtown health inspectors are great. They're really easy to work with. They want to get us open. They want to get, they want businesses in and operating. They're not like in there trying to shut people down. They work with you, not against you.
No,
a lot of towns they work against you and not with you. So
well, I think that what's special about Newtown too, and like doing that there, is that it's such a community there, and there's so many smaller businesses. It's not like every restaurant that you see there is a Cheesecake Factory or Red Lobster, So that makes it.
And I love that. That's why, if you look at where my restaurants were, Ridgefield, you're not allowed fast food. You're not allowed drive-ins. There's nothing corporate. Like it's all mom and pop, and I really love that about this town. Brookfield, a little bit less. It's small town, but it's not. You have a lot of fast food. You have a lot of corporate stuff like Panera, and there's a Burger King and a Wendy's and Chick-fil-A, and I think they're opening like 2 more fast food chicken restaurants.
Oh yeah, Dave's Hot Chicken going.
Yeah, and then there's another one. I forget what the other one is. It's not Haven. There's another like hot chicken restaurant that's supposed to be opening as well.
I feel like it's funny in that area though, because that still feels kind of like Danbury.
Yeah, well, because you have Federal Road is like a
split. Yeah,
it's like a main road. It's not like Main Street in Newtown. Like you're not allowed to be upgraded. Everything looks like it did, years ago.
Yeah, but that's so special.
Yeah, it's cool. Even Newtown, every town is building and upgrading, but there's like parts of like if you live in the borough in Newtown, you have to like follow certain rules. Like you can't decorate a certain way. You have to like do everything according to like what the rules of the borough are.
Yeah.
which I'm sure is a pain if you live there, but to us, I think it's great. It's
It adds character, I
yeah, like
think.
the houses will have to be like certain colors and like they
Hmm.
have to like stay old looking. It's
Yeah.
it's it's cool.
Is that like over by like where the foundry is?
No, the
Was?
borough
I
is
don't know if
is
it's.
Main Street. So
Okay.
where the old police station used to be on that
Oh,
corner
okay.
there. If you make that left and go towards like where Marigold's is and Good Old Days, that's the borough.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Oh,
And
I
you and
love
you'll
that little
notice like all those
area.
houses are like old school, like charming looking homes.
That's true. I'd never even thought
Yeah,
about that.
it's cool. So we're right down the block from there, but we're out of that. So where we are, there's like 2 apartment buildings going up, and it's a tough dynamic because living in town and I have kids in town and it's my community. Like obviously nobody wants to see a town oversaturated, but
Hmm.
owning a business, the more people, the more opportunity we have to make money, and all the businesses have an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
So it's a tough dichotomy living there and going through it versus like when they were developing Brookfield and everyone's like, oh, this is terrible. They're overdeveloping. I'm like, oh, more people.
Yeah. That's true.
Now I see both sides of it because I do live there and it will, I'm sure, affect my kids and our commuting and our driving around. And
Yeah, but I honestly don't even think that that affects them as much as just like an abundance of apartment buildings going up. You know what I mean? Like, I think that what Brookfield did is like, yeah, they started those storefronts, but even over by Four Corners, like everything is storefronts and then apartments.
yeah,
So now you're like tripling the amount of people that can live in a town.
right.
That's where it gets crazy. I think
Right.
that Newtown, I mean, are those apartment buildings giant like that?
They're not huge. The old Taunton Press building, which is right next door to where we're going, I think it's 2 stories. It doesn't look like they're adding up to it. I think they're just renovating the insides.
Oh, nice.
And then like right across from Modzelewski's, they're building. It looks like it's 3 or 4 stories. So it's not like they're putting these like skyscrapers in.
Yeah. They're
But
not building
it's,
other.
it's yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's.
there's been a lot of talk about Fairfield Hills getting apartments,
No.
which before we found this location for like the last 2.5 years, I've been dealing with Fairfield Hills trying to get one of the buildings there and turn it into a restaurant.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Right next to the
Yeah,
brewery, too.
that's the one we were looking at directly next to the brewery.
Yeah.
But they're just in such bad shape. You're talking about like a 3 to 4 million plus job just to turn it into a restaurant.
No, and hearing numbers like that, like how quick can you really make your return?
And I'm selling like burgers and wings. How many
Yeah.
burgers do I need to sell to make $4 million?
Yeah, that's so scary to
It's
think
a ton.
about.
We were gonna do like a catering hall upstairs and restaurant downstairs, but even that you got to get booked. You need to
Yeah.
pull the events in. So
And you have to buy all the equipment
Yeah.
and all that
well,
stuff.
that's that $4 million or so. That's
Oh, it
like an
includes
all
it?
in. Yeah, tables, chairs.
Yeah, but still.
Probably like $3 million for the renovation, and then $1 million for your kitchen, your hoods, your tables, bar, all that stuff.
Well, so I worked in like the distributor side too. So I was like doing a lot of like beer and wine and stuff like that. Is it the same as in there where you can like almost do like 40-day what are they called?
Oh, terms.
Yeah.
Or
Or do you have to kind of pay everything up
honestly, it's
front?
been so long since I've really bought like liquor. I don't know. I'll know in about 3 weeks.
No, I mean for like all the equipment that you have to buy, like all the hoods and
It depends. There's financing options, like
Mm.
everything.
Yeah.
You end up paying double what it actually cost,
yeah.
but the options are there.
Yeah.
That's why we opted to go with used. I don't want to open and be looking at 20 different payments, right off the bat.
Yeah.
So we're pretty clear. Once the contractors finish and get paid, we're pretty much
Ready to roll.
debt free, getting open. It's
That's
not like
awesome.
I owe, all these finance companies lots of money. It's
It's scary to think. It's like daunting too, like to think like, oh yeah, like I have to make this amount this week to even be able to stay
yeah.
afloat.
I mean, even still, you always have that number. Whether you owe all those vendors or not, you always have to make your payroll and your insurance. People don't realize margins in restaurants are like, if you're at 10%, you're in the top tier.
Yeah.
By the time you pay your rent and your fixed costs and your payroll and your insurance, your EverSource, it's there's not a lot left at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's the one good thing about the truck. The margins are a lot better, but that's got its own challenges as well.
Well, yeah, you're not looking at as much overhead and stuff like that.
But you're not looking at as many opportunities to make money as well. So it's
Facts. That makes
cheaper, but there's less coming in. Like
Yeah.
part of the reason I decided to open the restaurant was I looked at the last year of the truck and we doubled the previous year. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at like how much we worked last year. I'm like, how could we really do much more than this? Like this number is sort of our ceiling.
Yeah.
Like maybe we could do 10% more, but we're not doubling again. We're not going to go up another 80%.
No.
We're sort of at the max of what we can make. So,
Yeah.
it was time to do something else and re-expand. And this was always a dream anyway. Not always, but
For a long time.
since my kids have been in Newtown, I always sort of dreamt about getting something open there.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to finally be able to do it.
Did you come, because you were living in New York before you said,
Yep.
and you came straight to Connecticut afterwards?
So when me and my now ex-wife were still together, we decided to move to Connecticut to cut down her commute. She was driving from Yonkers to Stamford to Danbury to drop our son off. And I was just going from Yonkers to White Plains. So she had like an hour and a half commute, and I had like a 25-minute commute.
Yeah.
And we moved to Danbury, and it basically added 15 minutes to my commute and made her commute like nothing.
Yeah.
So we all chose to move up here. And then obviously we split, and I couldn't go anywhere because I need to be near my kids.
Yeah.
So I stayed up here.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Newtown's not a bad place
I love
to
it.
stay.
So I actually didn't go to Newtown. I just moved to Newtown.
Okay.
She moved to Newtown right before my son started kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in Bethel. But I felt like I was a part of the community from like day one. Like,
Yeah.
I just felt so embraced. And, I was always there because my kids were in the schools, and my kids both played sports, and I was coaching and always at the games. And
Yeah.
when I had the restaurant in Brookfield, the majority of my customer base came from Newtown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would say Brookfield was probably like my fourth. Newtown, Danbury, New Milford, and then Brookfield. More people would come to see us than the people that were like right next door.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is too, is like I always felt like that, like in Danbury, for example, like, yeah, it's so big and you think like, oh yeah, there's just so much business, there's so much opportunity here and stuff. But at the same time, like we didn't get a lot of people from Danbury. We mostly got Westchester because we're right there, you know? It's usually people traveling a little bit further, but like that have more of that sense of community. Like Danbury's a city at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Newtown's,
I think it's going to be a great fit for us. I know for a fact there's a ton of buzz about us. Like people text me, call me, when are you opening? People see me in the supermarket. Oh, you open? When you open? Are you opening it?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of excitement. So
yeah, but I think you did it the right way too. Like even with the truck, I feel like with the truck, since it's mobile, you get that exposure too.
Yeah.
You're able to do more events. And
so that's why we kept the truck branded the way we did. When the first restaurant closed, when the first JJStacks closed, it was important to me that like everything stayed branded that way, because the thought was always that when I opened in Newtown, it would be the same. It would be JJStacks, and we got the benefit of being able to keep the brand alive for 2 years and promote through the truck. And
how is work-life balance with having kids and owning a restaurant
and working with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. My kids are older, so they're able to do a lot on their own. They're also able to come and help be a part of the restaurant and the truck. So like a lot of the summer when they're not at practice or at games and it's my time, they're with us helping out. They both like to work in the kitchen. They both like to help prep and cook. And my daughter likes doing the computer, so we're on the truck. She'll run the computer for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And my son will help cook and prep sauces and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. I mean, they're both very active, so there's a lot of practices, there's a lot of games. I'm very active in their lives. I coach. I just stopped coaching my son, but I coached my daughter's travel softball team. I coached her rec basketball team, which just ended. Perfect timing, and right before we're getting open, so I don't have to worry about balancing that anymore. But it's a struggle, to make sure, when you open a restaurant, it's. I'm sure it's not like this for everybody, but my personality is I always feel like if I'm not there, it's not right.
Yeah.
And one of my big challenges with this restaurant is going to be to break that in myself and train my staff the right way and just trust that they'll buy in and do the right thing for us. Because I don't want to miss all that stuff. When I had Tigers Down, I missed like the first 3 years of like all the baby stuff because I was always at work.
Yeah.
When I had Stacks, it was a little bit more balanced because we weren't open as late. We were, done earlier. I could leave. If I left an hour early, I'm home at 7, not, 2 in the morning. And now everybody's accustomed to that. The kids are accustomed to me always being around, and I'm accustomed to always being around.
Yeah.
And then, with Jamie, it's a struggle as well because now where's the time for us if we're always at work or doing stuff with the kids? So tonight's actually our date night. Thursday has been our set date night for like the last few months, and we both really look forward to it. And
yeah.
We go to my place in Newtown almost exclusively. We're friends with the bartenders. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
We try to spread the love a little bit, but it's just so comfortable for us.
Yeah. No,
to
I
go
feel like once
there.
you find like that place that like you really like to go, that's just
Yeah.
where you go.
Yeah.
You know.
So today we may try, not try, we've been already, Taco Barn,
Okay.
which is a friend of ours' place, and he's an incredible restaurant owner. He owns a pizza place in Hartford that's incredible, and Taco Barn, the first time we went was incredible. So, but we're not even like going to go the whole night. We're going to go and have like a couple of drinks and an appetizer and then go back to my place.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been there for. I've been there for an event.
My place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that's right on top of good old. Oh wait, no, my place
No.
is in.
My place is in the Big Y shopping center.
Yeah, never mind. I'm
Marigolds
confused.
is on top of Good Old
Marigolds.
Days.
That's what I was thinking of.
We haven't
Okay.
been there yet. I've been to Good Old Days a bunch,
Okay.
especially when Matt was there.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only been once or twice since he left, but that's a cool spot, cool little vibe. It's got like almost like a speakeasy-ish vibe to it, and sort of like old school, like there's old school cartoons and movies always on, and it's a cool spot. They did a really good job there.
Yeah, no, I've only been to events there, and that was the first time. Like I had really just started like the whole cocktail thing. So they had made me. I mean, it was like an event, so they had like 3 set drinks. It was an old fashioned with a flower in the ice cube,
Oh,
and so I
I
literally
make
got.
fun of that.
Do you? Well, I was
I
like,
feel like when I
19
go on my rants, the flowers in the ice and the smoked ice cubes are like, what do we do? Like, why?
Yeah.
What do I need? What's the flower for? I think my friend
Fair.
Jeff Spencer, who's also a podcaster,
Mhm.
did like a Instagram post or something about the flower, and I'm like, what are we doing this for? No,
No.
offense, Good Old Days. I love you guys.
Yeah.
Don't come at me on Facebook.
I saw it. I'm like 19 years old. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like I need to go to the bar and I need to make all of the ice cubes like
So
that.
this is what you just said is exactly why me and my girlfriend are a good balance, because I have always been like almost annoyed at how much people put into what a place looks like and not into the food.
Yeah.
And she always like understands that. So she's been putting this whole restaurant together, and I'm like just focused on the menu and the food and the training. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
you need balance in that.
if it were me, we would have been open like 3 months ago, and the
Yeah.
place would have looked like whatever it looked like when we bought it, with tables and chairs.
Yeah.
And we would have just figured it out. But she's made this place. It's really going to be a special, unique place in Newtown, and I really look forward to seeing it when it's done.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, I've always like, if the food's good, the food's good. Who cares what it looks like?
Yeah, but I think
But-
that like for like social media and
Yeah.
stuff like that, I think
Yeah.
that that's super important in this
So
day
I
and
think
age.
just in general, I think it's become a huge, and it's funny. We are like religious diners, dive-ins, and drives watchers.
Mhm.
And I'm like, look at all these places that are like falling apart and they're doing great.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to spend all this money? But at the end of the day, she's right. It's especially in a town like ours, in an area like ours, Fairfield County. It's important that you tick all of those boxes and not just the food and service. So
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
very
also
thankful to have her
yeah.
doing all that.
But it's also important, like you need kind of like everything, right? Because you look at places like what was that place called that like something happened to the owner like not that long ago. It was that like beautiful brunch place,
Oh, the place to be.
the place to be. Yes.
Something didn't happen. She got arrested for like ripping off everybody she knew.
Yeah.
You made it seem like, oh, you only got into a car accident. Like, no, she was like ripping
Well,
off everybody.
No, one of them exploded.
I
Didn't
think
it?
she's still open too.
Oh really?
I feel like one of the locations is still open, but she's been like in and out of jail.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
That was one. I know that one of them exploded.
Okay, I didn't see that.
I think it was the one in West Hartford, something like that. One of them like blew up, so then that one closed, and then the other one that was open. That's when she got arrested for not like paying people.
Okay.
But it's like you look at places like that, and if you look at the reviews, they're terrible.
Yeah.
The reviews are the food sucks, the service is awful, but then the place is aesthetic.
Yeah.
So they were busy.
So I could one up you on this one. Kava.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Kava in Southington?
Yeah.
But you're paying $34 for a chicken parm
Yeah.
because the place looks like the Wizard of Oz. I'm
Yeah.
like, we took my daughter for her birthday. I think my 2 kids, me and my girlfriend and my mom and her husband, I think our bill was like $800.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Like-
crazy.
Like, what do we get? Like,
Yeah, and it's like, okay.
and it was mediocre.
Yeah.
Not to try. I hate talking negatively about other places.
yeah,
but
but
I'm not going to hurt them. If their 2-star Yelp review isn't going to hurt them, it's not going to
Yeah.
stop with me here. But the place was beautiful. It was incredible. I think it was Wizard of Oz upstairs. I don't remember what was downstairs.
The last time I went there was the Polar Express
It
downstairs.
wasn't Polar Express. We went. My daughter's birthday is July, so it was
Okay.
over last summer.
Mm.
I can't for the life of me remember. It was Wicked and something downstairs. I can't remember what it was, but it was incredible. It looked
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. No, and that
And
I
my
get
mom
too.
wanted
You
to
know?
go back
Oh, really?
at Christmas time. I'm
Oh,
like,
for
come on.
pictures.
She's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
gotta be. I bet it's gorgeous during Christmas. I'm like, yeah, but the food's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
That didn't change. Can we bring our own?
Yeah. No, that does suck. That's like where I don't know. You kind of get like hooked on like these places. Like you were saying that you got hooked on like my place. I mean, part of the reason that I worked at Stance for so long too is that like I knew that yeah, like it was cute and stuff. Like I loved taking pictures there and whatever. But the food is just always what
Oh,
gets
Morrow
you.
does a great job. Like
Yeah.
he took over a great place
Mhm.
and not only continued it but made it better. He escalated it.
Yeah. I mean, now we have like mozzarella sticks. That's still crazy to me. You have to ask Matt why they never had mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, I'll text him when I get out of here.
Yeah, just be like, what the hell? No, and it was so funny. Like, I remember when I had started too, I was like, oh, the owner's Italian. Like, I'm talking to my friend. She's like, the owner's Italian. It's an Italian place. I was like, cool. I was like, can I get a chicken parm? No chicken parm on the menu.
No, you
Dude,
cannot.
what do you mean there's no chicken parm on the menu? That's my
Was
favorite.
it Morrow when you started, or was it Matt and you were there for the swap over?
No, I was there. It was already Morrow, but it was recent. Or no,
Yeah.
it wasn't that recent. I think that he had it for like 2 years maybe. They had just opened up the back room.
Okay.
And like the bar wasn't in front anymore. The bar was on the side.
Yeah. And now he's got the whole plaza.
Now he literally has the whole plaza. It's a freaking monster.
Yeah.
How many seats are you guys doing?
I think it's 32. It depends. So we got whiskey barrels
Okay.
for our high top tables, and I'm not sure if they're going to be 2, 3, or 4 people. It's going to depend on where they end up sitting and how it looks.
Well, you know what?
But our banquet seating is 40.
Okay.
I think it's 42.
You know what's so funny about those high tops, though, especially in the bar area, is they could be a 2-top and 5 people will
Oh,
sit
yeah.
around it.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't even really matter.
So we got 2 for the bar area. The bar will be 20, 25 seats, and then we have the front area of the bar will be like a lounge area. So we got like a Chesterfield, we got a leather couch,
Oh, cute.
like an antique chandelier. So that'll be sort of like a sit, chill lounge area. We'll have some board games and books and stuff like that. And then in the dining room, yeah, the banquet, we have 10 deuces and 3 4 tops, I think. So that's 32, right? And then we have a 2 barrels that'll be a 6 top, and then 3 barrels that'll be anywhere from 2 to 4. So like 60 to 80, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be
Depending.
excited to see it full.
And then we have a
too.
patio.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so perfect.
We have a patio out back for the summer, spring, summer. So that'll be great.
Yeah. Those are, oh my God. You know what's so funny? Like, that's like my favorite part that came out of COVID. I mean, besides that, restaurants can now sell cocktails to go.
Yeah.
But that was like my favorite part, that everyone has a patio now.
Yeah, everybody's got some sort of,
Ugh.
you have to.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why we bought the original Stack, because we opened Stacks in the heart of COVID.
Oh,
We opened August of 20.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about it before COVID hit, because I remember going to Nashville for my 40th, and my then partner, we had already been like talking about it. But like we came home and COVID hit like the week after we came home was like when they this week,
Yeah.
right? Where St. Patrick's Day is when they shut it down. So we were already in negotiations, and we looked at each other and said, you know what? We have 100 seats outside. I said, everybody in the world is eating outside. Let's just keep it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And we were great until it got cold, and we were 20 seats inside, but we weren't even 20 seats inside because during COVID, we could only use 3 of our tables. We had 5 tables. We could only use 3.
Yeah.
We could only use every other. So we went from 100 and whatever it was, 16 seats to 16 seats, in the blink of a weather change. And that was tough. And we made it for 3 years there.
Yeah.
We were going on our 4th year, but it was just too seasonal.
Yeah.
Too seasonal.
Yeah. And
No,
I feel like
it's-
in Connecticut, that's like the worst.
Yeah, and it's okay when you're if we had like 40 seats inside and 60 seats outside, I think we could have survived. But to only have 20 seats and we're sort of off the beaten path, even though we're out on Federal Road, everybody bypasses us because of Super 7.
Mhm.
I think once it started getting dark at 4 and cold and rainy, we were just an afterthought. And we had the apartments across the street, but that just wasn't. And they gave us a lot of business, but it just wasn't enough to get through. And we tried everything. We tried like closing 2 days a week. We tried closing at like 6. We tried everything we could think of to sort of minimize the cost and keep it going, but nothing sort of ever took there.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think that you'll do differently this time around that you didn't do?
Well, this is a whole different animal because
Yeah.
I mean that was like, roadside greasy spoon sort of burger joint. This is going to be a brand new full on sports bar. Full table service, full cocktails, beer list. It's just a whole different animal.
Yeah.
This is more of a bring your family, once a week kind of spot versus we were like, if it wasn't nice out, we were basically straight takeout.
Yeah.
So
And
it's not a matter of what we will do different. The place itself is just same name and same like food concept, but the place itself is just totally different.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I like that you guys have like a lot of younger people starting too, because I feel like that it's a way to kind of grab the attention of like a lot of their friends and things like that.
Yeah, and I think it's important to when you're a part of the community to make sure you're giving the jobs to local people.
Mm-hmm.
All those high school kids are all looking for work. They're all looking for their first jobs, and it's nice to have an option other than the supermarket to go get that experience. I also think everybody should have to work in a restaurant for a year.
100%.
Before you go have a life, you need to work in a restaurant for at least a year.
Yeah. And then just see that experience.
Yeah. It's I told my staff, whether you stay here for a month or 5 years, the next time when you start working on the floor here, the next time you go out, you'll have a whole different outlook of what's going on.
Yeah.
You'll treat the staff different. Not that they are mean to staff now, but you'll have a whole different sympathy for them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people are horrible.
I know. I was telling my cousin, I don't know. This isn't the first restaurant that she's worked in. I don't know. But we were talking earlier and we found out that my cousin's going to work with you.
Yeah.
She's worked in restaurants before, but I was telling her, I was like, listen, if I were you, I would bust my ass on the floor and I would try to get in the bar. That's where.
Yeah.
So
that's great that you said that. We actually told them, like, everybody that is old enough to be a server is old enough to be a bartender. So they may start on service bar because we're going to have 20-seat bar plus two tops plus the lounge plus takeout. Plus, the bar will be handling milkshakes and ice cream.
Ooh.
So you need to have 2 people.
Yeah.
So the younger, like the 18 to 25 servers, they're going to come in, and a lot of their shifts will be to be that service bar, doing the takeout, doing the milkshakes, doing starting to make cocktails and drinks for service. But that'll lead them into the opportunity to. This is something I'm worried about, by the way.
What?
I haven't had a full bar since I was a much younger man.
Yeah.
We're not going to be like when I had Tiger's Den, we were open till 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. every single night, no matter what. We never closed early. I was always worried that that one day we close at 1:30 instead of 2. Somebody will come in and end up getting upset. But we're going to be, I think we decided like 11.
Mm-hmm.
The kitchen will close at 9 and we'll close the bar at like 11, but we'll keep the fryers on. We're going to work on like a little late night menu. So if you're in there having a couple of late night drinks and you want a snack, you want some fries or some wings, no problem. But Tiger's Den was a younger crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of rowdiness. There was a lot of
I hate that.
issues, a lot of, kids that are just learning how to go out.
Yeah.
A lot of like 21 to 25,
The freaking worst. I always say that the year that I turned 21 was the worst year of my life.
Yeah. I won't miss that.
Yeah.
And we won't be that. We're not.
No, it's the worst. And like, what's so funny too is that like you think that, so like I was already bartending by the time I was 21. I think that everyone around me too figured. I was working with like a couple girls that were older than me. So everyone's like, okay, perfect. Like you're 21 now. You can bring your friends from school and like whatever. It'll be fun and stuff. Oh my God, no. They get more disrespectful when you're friends with them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They expect free stuff. I'm
just like, literally get the hell out of here. I don't like you.
In Tiger's Den, so in Ridgefield, Thanksgiving Eve is like a big deal, right? Everybody goes bar hopping, and we were like the new spot. So and that was our busiest week every year because we would get like the Ridgefield High 5-year reunion one day, the 10-year reunion, and Thanksgiving Eve. So like that Wednesday, Friday, Saturday around Thanksgiving would like carry me through the rest of winter. Like that would be like quadruple what I did the rest of the like month. But it was such a headache. I mean, we would be shoulder to shoulder, and everybody's so disrespectful. I remember I used to call the PD and ask them to at like, what do you have to close at 1 a.m., right, on a weeknight? So at 12 o'clock, I would say, do me a favor, come sit in my parking lot and put your lights on at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because the first year I couldn't get anybody out.
Yeah.
The first year, you know, we'd made last call at 12:15. At 1:30, there were still 100 people.
Yeah.
It's like trying to herd cats.
Mm-hmm.
And that first year, I remember using someone as a battering ram to open the door because he got like disrespectful with my staff. Was like shoving his fingers in their face, like asking for more drinks, and I just grabbed him, walked to the door, and boom.
Yeah, no,
Like
literally
out
get
of
the
a
hell
cartoon.
out of here.
But after that, the 2 or 3 years we were open after that, I remember I would just call PD and be like, "Do me a favor, please, just at 12 o'clock, come sit, turn your lights on, so when I make last call, everybody gets out."
Yeah. No, it's sad that you kind of have to do that too.
Yeah.
It's insane how mad people get at you for calling last
Yeah, like
call
this
and
is the
stuff.
law. This is, if you don't leave, I could lose my liquor license.
Yeah, do you want to come back here next weekend or next year for this party? Probably, right? So like literally go.
Well, one year after I had long been out of Tiger's Den, I helped out a friend of mine and took IDs on Thanksgiving Eve at 440 line
Oh shit.
when it was still there. I was friendly with Justin, and then Paul Stock, who like got the guys together for a couple of places for security, called me. He's like, "I'm short a guy." I was like, "How much does it pay?" He's like, $150. I said, "I'm done by 12. I'll see you. I'll be there." Or done by 1, whatever. And I made last call, and this guy again wouldn't leave. And I grabbed his beer, and he wouldn't let go. And this guy, it's always the little guys that are a problem too. It's never like the bigger dudes are like always respectful. It was like this little, 5'6", 150-pound twerp. And I grabbed his beer, and he wouldn't let it go. And I looked at him. I said, "This isn't going to end the way you think it's going to end, dude." I said, "It's 1 a.m. I said, "You're a regular here. You're here every day. Do you want your friend Justin to lose his liquor license and get fined?" I said, "If not, then let's go." And Justin had to come over and get involved and tell the guy, "Listen, you got to go."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Just leave, like."
Just go.
Yeah.
And it's so funny too that like some of them will be embarrassed and won't go there for a while, but the other half just like won't. They won't be embarrassed. They won't think that it's wrong what they did.
When
They'll
I
just
was
come back.
when I was in college, if you acted up and like it was like knowing it was you, like you were like shamed.
Yeah.
I remember all the kids that were like, first of all, the amount of people that would leave their credit card on Thanksgiving Eve. The Friday after Thanksgiving was like a parade of like just like 22-year-olds. Like, "Oh, I left mom's credit card here." Like,
Literally, it's so crazy. We're right by a college too, so like the amount of kids that we get that are just like idiots. I'm just like, how we had this one year that this kid was at the bar, whatever. He was standing right next to a girl. Those days are insane, like how am I supposed to know who's with who?
right.
I saw you talking to her. You ordered both drinks, so now that's going on your tab.
Of course.
Naturally. So he orders both drinks. I give it to him, whatever. I tell him the total. And he's just like, "No, I only ordered 1." I said, "No, you ordered 2." And then he's like, "No, I had 1. And the girl that was standing next to me had 1. I was like, "Okay, well, you ordered them and the girl's gone.
You order it, you pay for it.
You order it, you pay for it." He's like, "I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for it." I said, "Oh, you're not, right?" We had this giant bodyguard who like, we were really cool with the bodyguards because my boss used to go to the gym all the time. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if he does, but he, all of the gym guys were like, security there.
Right.
So these giant dudes. So I'm like, "Yo, come here. And like plowed through the crowd and was like, "What's up?" I was like, "Get McLovin the hell out of my bar. He doesn't want to
great.
pay his tab." He's like, "I was like, get him out." And he puts his hand on his shoulder, like really tough. And he's like, "Oh, so you're not trying to pay my girl?" And he's just like, "Oh my God," here, like threw the money at me. He's just, "I'm never coming back here again when
Like,
you're,
all right.
yeah." He's like,
Cool.
"I'm never coming
Please
back here." Right. He's like, "I'm never coming back here when you're working again." I said, "I work every day, bitch. Get the fuck out of here."
That's great.
Oh my gosh, those nights are so chaotic. But honestly, at the end of it, like when everyone's like chilling, we're blasting music, getting everything cleaned up. That's like one of the best bonding moments ever.
And when you're younger, it's fun. Like I'm 46. I'm not brazen anymore. Like I used to, when I had Tiger's Den, I was in my mid-30s. I was like coming out of that. I was like just winding down. But like I remember going to Bull and Barrel in Brewster.
Okay.
Right? It was Halloween, and I told my whole staff, I said, "We're slow early. I'll close up. I'll meet you guys over there. I'll buy everybody around, whatever." So we go to Bull and Barrel, and my whole staff's there, and I'm sitting there with my manager, Vinny. And it's like towards the end of the night. It's whatever the last call is. I think they could stay open till 4 because it was New York, but they didn't. They were like 1 a.m. And they have our credit card behind the bar. So the girl makes last call. My buddy Vinny says, I'll take one more. I said, I just got one. I'm good, whatever. And they start clearing out. Bouncer comes over and like taps me on my shoulder. He goes, they made last call. You got to go. I said, all right, man, I understand that. They have my credit card. I'm just waiting to pay my tab. So you could just talk to me. You don't have to like poke at me and put your hands on me. I'm cool. Like I was only like, I'm not like I'm two drinks in. Not like I'm like hammered. And so like 5 minutes go by and he comes again. And I thought I told you to get out of here. I said, man, they got my credit card behind, like my credit card's right there. I'm like pointing at my card. I said, I asked for the tab. I said, I can't leave till I pay the tab, right? If I leave without paying the tab, then you get upset at me. Like 5-10 minutes later, he comes back. And again, same thing. He pokes at my chest. I said, dude, listen, I've asked you twice to keep your hands off me. Talk to your bartender. If you want me out, ask her why I haven't got my tab yet. I said, I don't know what to tell you. So finally I get the tab settled out and I get up and I leave and like him and like 4 bouncers follow me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, God damn it. Nothing ended up happening, but it's like I respect the bouncers, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I wasn't coming at them. It's like you don't need to put your hands on me. I said, I'm a grown man. I'm not 22 years old. I'm 35. I'm a business owner. I said, I'm here trying to. I bought a couple $100 worth of drinks for my staff. I'm like, you don't need to come poke at me.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But back now, I would just probably pay my tab and leave. I'm much older and
I
I was very brazen when I was young. I was definitely walked around with a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah. But I feel like once you're like when you're younger and just I feel like that's just kind of how it happens.
When I was 35, if that guy kicked my ass, I would have bounced back and been fine the next day. Now, if a bouncer kicks my ass, I'm out of commission for like 3 weeks. I went ice skating Saturday. My legs are still sore.
Oh man!
Like, imagine if a guy twice my size worked me over. I'd be done for the month.
There was one time, I'm not going to say the bar, I'll tell you after, but like I just think it's so goofy, but there was one time there's a sports bar down the street from where I worked, and we're all there. I was maybe I was like 18 at the time, but I had a bunch of older people that I worked with, so they were getting me into everywhere. So, I mean, we would go straight after work, so I'd have like my shirt on, with, like the name of the restaurant and stuff, and usually it was no problem. You just get in, like you see it, that's almost like an ID at those places. You see the shirt and you just go in. So then I was like, okay, cool. So bouncer stops me. He's let me in multiple times. I'm just like, what the hell? What do you mean you're not going to let me in? He's like, you're not getting in today. It's not today. And I said, okay, whatever. But DJ's there that like on Saturdays and like I wanted to go. Like all my friends got in but me. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I text the owner. I'm like, yo, your bouncer didn't let me in. Can you talk to him? He's just like, no, it's okay. Just meet me in the back. He sneaks me through the kitchen. We go into the bar, right? Or we get into the bar. So I get a drink. I get another one. We're all hanging out, whatever. Bouncer spots me from across. He comes over and taps me on the shoulder. He's like, oh, you think that you're just going to change and I'm going to let you in? I said, I didn't change. This is what I was wearing. Being a smart ass. I was like, this is what I was wearing. And then he's just like, okay, well, I told you that you couldn't get in. You can't just sneak around people and like whatever. I said, listen, buddy, the owner let me in, so I'm going to stay. And he's just like, that's not how that works. Whatever. Owner comes over, sees that like we're going at it, whatever. And then, mind you, this guy's like nearly 7 foot tall. Like he's giant. Yeah. And I'm like a little, like 105 pounds, soaking wet, like little girl. So then the owner's like, listen, whatever. Like, I'm not really going to have this fight with you. Like finish your drink, pay your tab and go. Yeah. And I said, you're going to let your employees talk to you like that? And I'm pointing, I'm laughing. I'm being the biggest asshole in the world, right? Whatever. Fine. Pay my drink and go out. I tell my boss the next day. I'm like, yo, can you believe this happened? And my boss is like, he's just a homie, Like, he's just like, okay, so next time the owner comes in, I want you to check his ID and I want you to dump his drink. And I go, dude, like, this man was definitely born in, like, the 60s. Like, I can't do that. He's like, yes, you can. I want you to ask him for his ID, check it, and then dump his drink. I said, okay, if my boss says so, right? So that's exactly what happened.
That's funny.
Go, dump his drink, and he's just like, what the hell's wrong with you? Said, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, I think back on things like that, I'm just like, dude, that was
it's probably the same bouncer I had the issue with at Bull and Barrel because it's all the same crews. They worked at Bull and Barrel. They worked at Spillane's.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The place you're talking about.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. He did another bar like down the street too. Yeah.
That's all. It was all the same crew of guys back then.
Yeah. Asshole.
So I used to hate it because I used to go to Spillane's a lot because my friend's girlfriend worked there and another buddy worked the door. And I would always see him and I'm like, oh, here's the day. This is the day that he's going to, you know,
Mhm.
remember that time you gave me shit?
Yeah.
But nothing ever happened. It was always cool. But
Yeah, I should have gotten my ass kicked a couple times, but
Yeah.
I didn't, so that's good.
at least now you know you were wrong.
Yeah, now I would literally be like, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Or no, now when people ask for my ID, I'm like, here you go. Oh shit. Here you go. Take it, please.
Well, yeah, now I get annoyed when people don't ID me. I'm like, what do you mean you're not IDing me?
No, and it was funny.
That says if I don't look 30. Oh, wait.
No, I mean, you know what's so funny? Sometimes I will get ID'd, but sometimes I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what do you mean?
I never get ID'd anymore. Unless I'm at like a baseball game, like a Yankee game or something.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like they ID everybody.
Yeah. I don't
like, oh, you're 90? Can I
Yeah.
see your ID, please?
Yeah.
That doesn't make me feel good when they ID me.
Yeah. Have you ever ID'd someone that was like definitely just overage?
Yeah. So I got in trouble for serving minors when I had Tigers done.
Oh, shit.
So anytime after that, I got a little stricter on myself. So there were times that I definitely was like, I know this person's 21, but let me just be safe. I became better safe than sorry because that was a headache.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've definitely ID'd people that were like in their 30s, but
Yeah, you're right.
I had to. At that point, I was like, I'm not taking any chances. I'm not getting in trouble again.
I ID'd this person one time and she just starts cracking up and I'm just like, okay, whatever. I look at her ID and she was born in like 70 something. I was like, wow, you look freaking good, girl. Like you're old.
My favorite are the people that like get upset, like, oh, you're gonna ID me, really? And they're like 22.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're
Yes.
50, man. Like you're right there. Your license is still oriented wrong.
You know what happened to me one time too? They were talking about IDs. So like I've gotten grumpier at my old age. So like now when I ask for people's IDs and stuff, there was like a couple of weeks or right before I left. So this group of little girls comes in and we're right next door to the college.
Yeah.
So this group of little girls comes in and they one of the girls, I ask for all of her IDs. One of the girls gives it to me, but the way she's holding it is vertically. But the ID is horizontal.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you know what's so crazy is I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm this professional at reading IDs because I'm definitely not. But like, you could have at least held it the right way.
Yeah.
Now I can't serve you.
Yeah.
Like, and she's like shaking,
Well,
showing
what
me.
sucks in Connecticut is that you don't get the new one. So however long you get a license, right? If it's 7 years. So if you get a license at 20, for 6 years, your license says under 21 and is facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because you don't just get a new one. It's like, and a lot of people don't even look. They're like, oh, this isn't.
Yeah. Have you ever? Oh no. I mean, I used to get I got my ID bent a bunch of times. Has that ever happened to you when you went to places?
No, but I'm old.
Yeah.
I was old when I got here.
No.
And in New York, your ID is like made of paper.
Yeah.
So a big thing in college, when you go to college in New York, is you chalk the ID. Basically, you take colored pencils and change the dates. And because of the material that now it's plastic like everywhere else.
Yeah.
But because of the material it used to be made of, I'm sure in retrospect, I'm sure all the bouncers knew and it was just a college bar. And as long as you were like putting the effort forth,
Yeah.
they didn't really care. But
that is so crazy.
we all thought we were like high and mighty. We're like sitting there with our red colored pencils, changing like I was born in 80. So changing like the 8 to whatever, 6.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I look like I'm 40.
Yeah.
I'm 21. I look like I'm 15. My license says I'm 40. Like, oh, perfect.
Oh yeah, this will work. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that is so funny.
But that was when growing up in New York, that was how you drank underage. Your ID would be colored pencils and white and red, and you would just muff the numbers up until they looked like what you wanted them to look like.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like,
depending on what birthday you had, it could be more realistic.
oh yeah,
like-
because if you're born in like 90, oh yeah, no, what year was I thinking? Yeah, like 97 or something. That
Yeah.
would have been.
Well,
No,
even
that would've-
if you're born in like 85, you could make it 65. That looks a lot more realistic than 60.
That's so
With
funny.
different numbers turn into other numbers easier.
They
There
made
were
it
guys
too
that like would charge you. It would be like $20 to get your ID chalked.
Oh, that makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
We used to get like fake IDs that like they would ship from God knows where. It would take like a month to get there, and you would get 2 copies and they were scannable apparently.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
No, I
I remember
don't-
that. I remember going through all that like training when you get your liquor license, the scanning, and we never had a scanner. Really couldn't afford it when we opened Tiger's Den. Like we just like hit our budget to open.
Yeah.
But after I got in trouble, I was like really starting to look at them. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna fucking go
yeah.
over the top with IDing people and call it a day.
No, I never got to scan someone either. But you know what's so funny is that like now that I'm looking back, I remember like what those IDs kind of looked like, and I still have a couple of them just because it's funny.
Yeah.
But like I like look back at it and stuff, they look so fake.
Yeah.
How did you get away with anything?
And so what we were taught was, especially if you didn't have a scanner, the real Connecticut IDs have like an oak tree, like in like you have to shine a light on it.
Oh yeah.
And like there's an oak tree like in the ID.
Now they do like the little whale too.
Is that what it is now? Well,
yeah,
it's been so long for me since I really had to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you don't get a lot of young people.
No, I don't think that's going to be the vibe that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, we're shooting more family, and you know, just we want to be like the local spot. I don't think we're going to be the spot where all the kids come. I mean, I know we're not because we're not going to allow it.
Yeah. What happens when that when you get caught with something like that?
So I got arrested. I got brought to Ridgefield PD and put in a cell. The guys that were there drinking underage. So the story was, I had just opened, and I had this like crew of regulars, and for the first like 5 or 6 times they were there, I would check their ID. Right now, after you see somebody 6, 7 times, like now I'm done checking your ID. Like I know your ID says that you're the age you are. And they were all like months. It's not like I wasn't serving like 15-year-olds. They were all like 20 and 10 months.
Yeah.
So one day there's this couple sitting at the high top at the bar, and they order nachos, and they're eating nachos. And this crew of regulars comes in. 2 of them are with their moms, right? And they're all drinking. The 20-year-olds, the moms, they're all drinking together. The moms leave, and the couple at the high top eating nachos was undercover Wilton detectives. They used Wilton detectives because they knew that I knew most of the Ridgefield cops.
That's so...
But honestly, if it was 2 Ridgefield cops, I wouldn't have ID'd anybody anyway because I had already seen their ID a million times.
Yeah.
So they put me in cuffs. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They didn't put me in cuffs. They left, and then Ridgefield PD came in and cuffed me. And so one of the kids had an older brother who was in his 20s. The older brother came right behind me and bailed me out. I came back. I closed up, finished for the night, closed up. And then I used my AR. But, it's a process, back and forth to court. And
oh, that's
not that I plan on needing my AR for anything else, but it's always nice to have that in your back pocket just in case.
Oh, my God, I know I need one.
But all the kids, wrote, they were really, they knew they were wrong. And I even told Ridgefield PD, I said, they all have ID. I said, check. That's not our job to check. It's your job. Like, they all have to have fake IDs, like check behind their licenses or whatever. And the cops wouldn't do it, and they just arrested me. And all the kids that got in trouble, not all of them, but most of them, wrote on Facebook, we were wrong, we did this and that, and we had the fake IDs, and Joe shouldn't be, because the town turned on me a little bit.
Yeah.
And a local business owner was the one who called the cops, and but the ironic part is all the kids that were there the day I got arrested left the local business. They were drinking there, left there, and came to drink at my place. And that owner
was mad then.
Was telling the cops, he's serving minors. And then she came up with this Facebook post, we would never do this. We have morals and standards. I'm like, they all left your bar, man. Everybody knows it.
That's such bullshit.
The one that pissed me off was one of the kids' brothers was a volunteer fireman. And a couple of people said, so-and-so is not 21. That's a fake ID. So I asked the brother, and the brother said, no, he's 21. I'm like, dude, you could have told me and saved me a lot of headaches. That's one of the kids whose moms was there drinking with them, too. But when the mom is there, it's legal. Once she leaves, it becomes...
I know, but 20 and 10 months, too. You think of... I don't know.
Yeah. But,
I don't know.
I mean, end of the day, I got out of it fine.
Yeah.
The kids all did the right thing and had my back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still friends with a couple of them today, 20 years later, or whatever, 15 years later. But, it wasn't... Fortunately, the biggest deal was a fine. I forget what the fine was. And I had to use the AR. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't, but I wasn't in the mood to find out.
Yeah, no.
I was a young dad at that point, so I already knew that my more brazen days were behind me. You know, I
Yeah.
had the kids to worry about, and
Oh my God, I can't even imagine what that's like. And they posted the article on Facebook and stuff like that too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fucking bullshit.
yep.
And it's so funny too because social media has this thing of like twisting narratives and whatever. Like, it doesn't sound that bad when we're sitting here and having a conversation about it, you know? But then like social media is going to be like, yeah, like in the comments are going to be like, oh yeah, it was 15-year-old kids and like this and that. And I'm just like,
Oh,
it's so
social media.
crazy.
I got called racist. I had a black regular, actually African, like off the boat African, and he was always a problem. He would like get hammered. He would like wreck the bathroom. He would like not hit the toilet. So it was New Year's Eve one day, and I had a 17-year-old waitress or hostess, and I was good friends with her parents. I don't talk to them as much now since we've been out of town, but still friendly-ish with them. And at midnight, this guy like tried to force kiss her, and I threw him out. And he went to another bar and started telling everybody I threw him out because he was black. And this lady took the bait and posted that I was racist. And I'm like, why don't you ask about the story? I said, you have a daughter, it looks like, from your Facebook profile. Would you like if this guy was like trying to force himself on your daughter? I said, because that's what actually happened. And she took it down. She's like, oh, I didn't know. I said, yeah, maybe you should find out. Like, you already did the damage.
Yeah.
1,000 people saw that in the 2 hours it was up. But that goes back to, you had said something about going out with your shirt on.
Yeah.
I told my whole staff, I said, if you're wearing JJStacks clothes, you are representing me. If you show up on Facebook doing something stupid, if you get arrested, if you get anything with my shirt on, I said, we're going to talk about it. I said, it's going to be, if not a warning, immediate termination because you're representing me. And
Yeah.
this day of social media, you got to be, I told him, I said, don't do anything stupid wearing our clothes. Don't do anything stupid while you're in our business. And then the other one that always cracks me up, I had an employee do this at the old Stacks. Don't call out sick and then post pictures of yourself on the boat on
Yeah.
Candlewood Lake. Because you're friends with everybody that works here and
Yeah.
you're calling out sick, made somebody else come in and they're going to see you and they're going to rat you out.
Yeah.
And that
Always,
happened. That happened.
always.
I said, if you're going to be friends with people, be smart with what you post because
Yeah.
it's all going to get back to someone.
People have this like need to post every single little thing they're thinking. It's just so funny to me.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
like,
social media. It's definitely got its benefits, but it's definitely got its downfalls.
yeah. So does everything else, right?
Yeah.
Do you let the staff hang out there afterwards, or when they're not working?
We will. The ones that are of age, we will.
Yeah.
Obviously the ones underage also, if they want to come in with their family for dinner on their off day, we encourage that. We're gonna take care of all of them. I think we decided on a 50% discount if they come in on their off day. Yeah.
Are you hiring?
gotta take care of them. Listen, I want them to brag about us.
Yeah.
I want them to know what our food tastes like, to know what it feels like to be served there, so that they can tell their friends and family, this place that I work at, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So the service is great. The food, how do they know if they're never experiencing it?
Yeah.
You know, the rule with the over 21ers is simple. If you're going to hang out, I said, don't take seats from a customer. If you see the bar is full and someone's standing, get up.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're paying for your drinks. I said, you're not paying full price. I said, get up and give them the seat. You could stand up or whatever. And don't get sloppy. Like, don't cause drama at your workplace.
Yeah, that's always.
Other than that, if you guys want to hang out, if you want to have your friends all come hang out, please do. Like, we welcome it. And again, you'll get a good discount.
Yeah, we always had, it was so funny too, because I mean, like I had friends that worked at other restaurants and stuff, and it was just so highly encouraged, kind of like how you're saying, you know, it's highly encouraged for you to come and hang out there and stuff, because it's word of mouth, you know? And like, I also think that the customers see it, they're like, didn't you serve me last week, you know?
Right.
And now you're on the other side, you're hanging out here. So that means it's like a fun place to be, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen so many places that are just like, no, absolutely not. That's so weird to me.
Because of that. Because they don't want somebody to have one too many and get sloppy or get the job that I fell in love with being a waiter, Central Square Cafe. We talked about it at the beginning. We could have a drink there, but that was it. Like, have a drink and go. But we had like a Fridays across the street. We had bars all over the place.
Yeah.
But they didn't want us there, you know, looking sloppy in front of customers, or, you know, that was our job.
Yeah.
You know, and there's places that are like that.
Yeah. Fair.
My second favorite restaurant job, Bonamici in White Plains, we would finish a shift and the owner would sit with us and he wouldn't charge us for anything. We would drink, you know, a couple hours between the staff, probably like 2 cases of beer, but he didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, but that place, he would do on a Wednesday night, I would do $2,000 in sales myself.
Fuck.
So there was 3 waiters and a bartender on a Wednesday night. If we're all doing anywhere near that, that's a Wednesday. He's doing 10 grand.
Yeah.
So he could afford, a couple of cases of Bud Light, whatever. But I've worked at plenty of places the other way too. They don't want you to be drinking there. They want you gone when your shift is over. And
weekdays are so underrated at the restaurants.
Yeah.
I loved my
Well, you know what the
weekdays.
weekdays are good for? The people that try to go in on a Saturday and don't want to wait. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a 45-minute wait. Let's come back on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So when you're busy on weekends, it kicks that weekday business up because you got those people that don't realize, how busy you are, and they'll come back on a weekday hoping it's slower.
Yeah.
So that's a good.
But I feel like it's like better for the owners and for the staff too.
Yeah.
Like I used to say, I was just like, listen, like you have to take me off a Saturday. You have to take me off a Saturday. My Monday's where it's at. I would walk out of the bar on Mondays. I would make anywhere from on a slower Monday, I'd be making still $300. And that was a slower Monday,
So that job, I worked Wednesday through Saturday. I worked Wednesday through Saturday double. It was like 35 hours a week. And I was bringing home $1,300 cash.
Yeah.
No Sundays.
Fire.
4 days, 4 doubles, mostly weekdays.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just killing it.
Yeah. And I mean, don't talk to me the next day after a double, but the day after that, I'm probably fine. I'm probably ready to go again,
No, see, I did the 4 in a row. So it was, but then I was off 3 days in a row.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did when I was managing too. But I mean, managing's a little different.
Yeah. You're sort of different animal there.
Yeah.
But my only stipulation, not my stipulation, but the bonus was I knew December and May, we were right by the Westchester Community Center. So graduations in June, December, we were a big party place. So Christmas parties in December. So June, May, and December, I didn't take a day off. December, I worked up until Christmas, the day before Christmas Eve. So December 1st to the 23rd, I didn't take a day off.
Jesus.
The whole month of May, the whole month of June, I worked every day.
That's fucking brutal.
But then the other 9 months a year, and 4 days a week, but that's not including days I took off. Also, I would go away for a week. I would play a softball tournament, so I would take off on a Saturday. But I always made great money there, and half my shifts were weekdays.
Yeah. But that's what, it's so funny that people that don't work in restaurants or, haven't worked in restaurants, they just kind of don't understand that point either. I was the first one in my family related to work at a restaurant. So it was funny when, my cousins would be like, oh, we're doing this on Saturday. I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah, no.
And then they're like, why? Just take off. I'm like, no, that's absolutely not how that works.
So that's a big part of my process with this place that I think I touched on earlier. I have to have my staff trained and I have to trust them because I'm not missing all the stuff I missed for the first 30 years of my life. I missed every family member's birthday. I wouldn't work Christmas Eve. That was in the interview, I would say I don't work Christmas Eve. I don't work Sundays.
Yeah.
But that was after, 15 years when I had a reputation for being one of the best waiters in Westchester County.
Yeah.
And I worked my ass off. And I would say, I don't work these, but I won't take off. If you're a busy Christmas party place, I won't take off in December. So until Christmas Eve, I won't take off. So I work every other holiday. I said, you want me to work Easter? No problem. You want me to work Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day? I don't care. I said, I can't do Christmas Eve. That's my family's holiday. We're Italian. That's a big,
Yeah.
And I can't do Sundays because I play softball and I watch football. I said, if you need a Sunday here and there, no problem, but don't try to schedule me on Sundays.
Yeah, no.
It ain't happening. I said, those months that I like communion season, I'll work every Sunday. I don't care. But the rest of the time, don't ask unless you're dire, and don't get pissed off when I say no because I'm probably already have plans.
Yeah. No, the spring is the worst for me. That was my least favorite season to work, I'd say.
Yeah.
Spring, all those Easter, communions, all those wedding season. Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's where you make the money.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's just
you're not making it in January.
Fuck. Yeah.
Everybody's doing dry January. Everybody's broke from Christmas.
That's fair.
So you ain't making nothing then.
Yeah. Do you guys have mocktails going on the menu?
We will. Yeah. We'll have 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's wild to me that people pay what a cocktail costs
for a mocktail
for juice.
Yeah.
But, that's something we won't do. We're not going to be we're not going to be $18 cocktails. That shit drives me nuts.
Yeah.
The drink shouldn't cost more than the food.
No.
We'll probably be that $10 to $14, high end $14.
You know what we paid for a Tito soda? It'd be Tito's.
$14.
I wish. $18.
Wow.
$18. I said, I know how much Tito's cost. What are you doing?
Yeah. Tito's and soda. So Tito's will be our well.
Uh-huh.
We're not going to have well. We're not going to have Dubra and McCormick's. Our well is going to be the lower level call.
Mhm.
So Tito's will be our well vodka, and I think it's gonna be like $10 for a cocktail.
Yeah, that's
10,
and
9
you're
or
still
10.
making your margins. That's
Oh
like what I've
yeah,
never really understood is like I totally understand that there's like things that come along with it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But like
Insurance is
realistically,
higher.
yeah, like realistically, how much are you paying for the soda that comes out of the
No,
gun?
nothing.
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 So
Carbonation. You're paying a quarter of a penny for the carbonation,
yeah,
but people pay it.
yeah,
But there's also a huge downswing in alcohol consumption. Beer and alcohol are down a mile.
yeah.
And I don't know if it's the pricing. I don't know if it's the popularity of THC drinks or the legalization of weed, but alcohol consumption's down. And I can't imagine that part of the problem isn't what people are trying to charge for drinks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to have three $18 drinks.
No. You know what's what I think it is too? I mean, like I read an article about this a couple months ago. But it was saying that like since like class of 2020 and class of 2021, 22 didn't really have that like initial
Yeah.
college experience. They almost like the peer pressure didn't affect them.
Right.
Like I have little cousins and stuff. I mean, like even the one they don't really drink like that.
Yeah.
It's like foreign to them. When I was their age, you couldn't talk to me without knowing like if I was drinking or not,
I had a bar I was a regular in when I was 16.
Yeah. And they
Me
just
and my friends would all
don't.
go out and we'd bar hop at 16, 17.
No, me too.
Rochelle, Yonkers, McLean Avenue.
We were going out from Thursday to Sunday, and then sometimes Monday we would stay after at work.
Yeah.
So,
I remember
like,
walking into Rory Dolan's in Yonkers on my 21st birthday. The bouncer's like, "You've been coming in for 5 years."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Sorry, man."
Sorry.
I said, "Am I cool?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah. You want to see my ID?
That's what it is. Now you're actually allowed to be here, but that's the way it was back then. Now
Yeah.
it's totally different, but everything was different back then.
Yeah.
Everything was different back then.
It was more fun to go out back then.
Yeah. No phones.
Yeah.
I feel bad for this generation because I tell my kids all the time, I said, if we had phones, I said, we'd all be in jail.
Yeah.
I said, if there was somebody documenting everything that we did, me and their uncles, we were talking about the uncles outside,
Yeah.
me and their uncles did when we were kids, like, I don't know, nothing even like super crazy, but stuff that was like definitely illegal. Like we would break into the WCC pool with a keg
Yeah.
and like 10 people and like go swimming. But there was like one camera. Now there's like 50 cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
There's like one camera. If you avoided that camera, you were good.
Yeah.
They had a kayak. We would throw the kayak in the pool and kayak, because they had like the Olympic sized pool.
Yeah.
You can't do that now.
No. You
You'd
won't
be
get away
caught.
with
You wouldn't
it.
even get in. Forget
Yeah.
getting caught when you were in there. You wouldn't even get in.
Crazy.
You know, keggers in the playground.
Mhm.
Kids don't do that anymore.
You know what's so funny too is my parents have been in Danbury since late 80s, like really early 90s. Like I think my mom came in 91. My dad came a couple years before that. So they've been in Danbury itself for like over 30 years now. And it's just so funny because like when I started going out and like the places that we would go, or like Tuxedo was really popular when I was younger, and like the bar scene, like Mill Plain and Lake Avenue and stuff, like that was kind of where we hung out.
Yeah.
And my mom, like I remember talking to my mom after about it because my mom was always super chill, so she knew I was doing it, but she was like, be careful, you know. But she, I remember talking to my mom. She's like, you don't even know what it was like when we were kids, or
Yeah.
like when we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
This place was so much more fun, and like always saying this. I'm like,
Because
all right,
you
okay.
grew up in the cell phone era. So you
Yeah.
grew up. Maybe it wasn't as good as it is now,
Yeah.
quality wise, but you grew up where somebody was always documenting everything.
Yeah, I think that like I was in a sweet spot though because like social media was a thing, you know what I mean? But I was like coming up while it was coming up
Yeah.
and stuff too. So like I remember my first Instagram account, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like
See, I remember my first MySpace account.
I didn't have
Yeah.
MySpace.
No, of
that
course you didn't.
sucks.
Because you were like 4.
Yeah.
If you were even born.
What year did MySpace?
MySpace was like mid 90s, late 90s to early 2000s, maybe.
Oh my god, yeah, no. I
Yeah.
wasn't born.
Yeah.
I'm 2000s baby.
I remember having MySpace in my first apartment. But Facebook, like I think Facebook was around the same time because I feel like Facebook came out when I was in college.
I think it was 2008, I want to say.
No, had to be before
Later?
that.
No, really?
Had
Well, I know
to
it was
be.
like big with like the college community first, and then it grew.
Yeah,
Like I've had my Facebook now since 2011.
yeah.
So.
I've had mine. My Facebook login is from Iona College, which I started my master's in.
Okay.
So that's got to be at least 2002. Because I graduated college in 01. Shut up.
Yeah.
I graduated college in 01. And I don't remember if I started my master's the year after or if it was a year or two after, but at least 2003, 2004.
You want to hear something scary?
You weren't born yet?
No, 2000. I was born in 2000, so I was little, but I was there. And my original email or like username for whatever on Facebook was my Webkins login.
I don't even know what that is.
It was like a little stuffed animal. How old's your daughter?
She'll be 12 in
Oh
July.
yeah, no, she's much younger than me.
So my original AOL, because Instant Messenger was like all the craze, chat rooms and Instant Messenger.
I had a chat.
That's what predated
Yeah.
Facebook in my MySpace. My AOL, I was a huge wrestling fan. My favorite wrestler was named Rob Van Dam, and he was the whole fucking show. And that was my login, the whole effing show.
Yeah.
What a dork. Like I look back at that now, I'm like, what a dweeb I was. Like who steals a wrestler? First of all, it's not even like a real, like, but that's what forever for years and years until.
But you know what's an
Gmail came out and I got a Gmail.
Oh yeah, you know what's an experience that this younger generation will never have though? Embarrassing emails.
Yeah.
My little cousin just has her name as her Gmail. I'm
Yeah.
just like, that's so boring.
Yeah, my Gmail is still, it's Joey Yats.
Yeah, mine was like Leticia.
Which is like, I hate when I have to send a professional email, but now I just use the business email. But
yeah.
I would send like a professional an email to college. And I'm like, Joey Yats 1313. I'm like, what a
Yeah.
idiot. Like, why don't I just get another one? But
No.
that was my email and it's still there. But now I use the Joe at JJStacks for anything business related.
Yeah. No, and I don't know. I think that, I'm happy that I don't have that email anymore because that was embarrassing, but I'm glad that I went through that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that like I had to cringe a little before telling someone my email for a while.
Now
you know?
everybody's email is just their name.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Grow up. It's
Yeah.
something fun.
I know.
Do something cheesy.
Yeah. And they like look so much older than they are, you know. I feel like I still got like a bit of that like being my age,
Yeah.
you know. I was 10 that looked 10.
Yeah.
And I was 15 that looked 15.
My son's 13 and looks 18.
Yeah.
My son's 5'8", 185, 13 years old. And he's like the 8th biggest kid in his grade.
Yeah, they're huge. I
Like,
think
what
it's
are you
milk.
guys all eating? Like,
Yeah, they say it's the milk.
feeding these kids.
Yeah.
I know what my son eats. He eats everything.
Yeah.
I made him chicken. So I'm not a big processed food guy doing what I do for a living.
Mhm.
But I like to keep some quick stuff in case like they get home and they're hungry and I'm not home. You know, just turn the oven on and throw something in. But I get the healthier version of everything. So I have like these gluten-free like chicken patties, like cafeteria chicken patties.
Mhm.
And we were doing like a leftover mishmash for dinner on Monday because we had a bunch of food from like the blizzard last week. We had people like get snowed in with us. And we just like overdid it with food. So we had like a bunch of leftovers. I'm like, we're just going to eat whatever's in the fridge. So Harley said he wanted chicken patties. I'm like, all right, how many do you want? He's like, 4. I'm like, absolutely not. I said, you want 4? You could pay for 2 of them.
Yeah.
I said, if that's what you're going to eat, you're going to start splitting the food bill because I already spend $800 a week on food.
Well, no, you know what's so funny is that like when I started doing like the event side of the restaurant where I'm like now I'm pricing menus and I'm like doing all this stuff for like bigger events. So that was like one of the hardest lessons that I learned because I had this Sweet 16 and it was a bunch of teenagers and they eat more than adults.
Wild.
So I'm pricing these baby showers the same that I'm pricing these Sweet 16s and stuff. I'm trying to be like reasonable. And then I'm sending more food out for the Sweet 16 and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. They're not all like that, but my son is definitely the one that like brings the average up.
No, but it's crazy. I was just like, oh my God,
eats-
there's no way. But it's true. You know, they're growing.
Yeah. He's been off the kids menu since he was 10.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what
People
I did.
like bring him a kid. Now they won't anymore, but like when he was 10, though, I'm like, he's not ordering
Yeah.
anything off that.
Yeah.
He'll order everything on there twice and still be hungry.
At least it's a better
He just
price.
goes and goes and goes.
Yeah. But that's how they are. They just eat.
But
They're
he's jacked.
growing. They're
He's
growing.
jacked. He's
yeah.
like
I
big,
know,
strong,
yes.
fit kid.
Yeah. I know. It's so funny. So I have 3 older brothers. I'm the only
Yeah.
girl and I'm the youngest. So like it was funny like growing up and stuff like that. That like we always had so much snacks in the house, but like I would eat so small and now it makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, my
never thought
daughter. My
about that.
daughter's more of a grazer. She'll pick a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
He'll sit and eat
Yeah.
4 meals at once.
Yeah.
She'll get she'll take like 4 bites. You know, go off and do something else. Go come back, take a couple. Like she had a bowl of cereal the other day and she ate like a quarter of it. And she's like, I'm done. I'm like, all right, just leave it there.
Yeah.
She went and brushed her hair, came back, ate another half, went and
Yeah.
like got dressed and made her bed, got ready for school, and came back and finished it. I'm like, see?
Yeah. That's how.
I said, but I know she's gonna do that. Like I know she's gonna like graze as she goes throughout her day.
Yeah.
She snacks all day.
Oh yeah, that
He
probably
does too, but he snacks all day and eats
eats.
like a grown man.
Yeah.
It's challenging. Food's not cheap.
Yeah. Are you gonna put them to bus at the restaurant?
Oh, they'll be working, yeah.
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 Only kitchen, you think?
Him, yeah, because he's a little bit shyer.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little bit more. She's shy also, but she knows how to put the show on.
Yeah.
And then once she knows you, she's as unshy as you can be.
Yeah. Well, she's perfect for the restaurant industry
Yeah,
then.
he doesn't love talking to people. He doesn't ask the right questions when he's taking an order, but you stick him in the kitchen and show him how to make a sauce and he'll make it. Give him a recipe, he'll follow the recipe. He's great. And you know, that's gonna, you know, what they would get paid is gonna kick into their savings. They get a good allowance at home, so that's their spending money.
Mm-hmm.
What they get paid at the restaurant will kick into their savings so that when they're my age, they're set.
Yeah. If they want to open a little restaurant.
Yeah, she says she does now, but she's only 11. Who knows? But she's
Yeah.
been saying it for like 3 years. She used to at JJStacks, which has been closed for 2 years and change now. She used to stand on a milk crate and make breakfast sandwiches with me.
Oh, that is so
Stand
sweet.
on the milk crate, she would crack the eggs and season them and flip them. Like she can legit cook.
That is so sweet. I've got
videos of her making tacos with me when she was like 7 or 8 at my house. Again, standing on a stool, but like, you know, making all the seasoning. We make our own taco seasoning, so I taught her how to make the seasoning, and she puts it in and stirs it up, and she's good.
I love that.
She's good.
Well, that's
He's
so
more
sweet.
of a prep cook for now, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how he grows. He's taking culinary in high school.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I did
So-
too.
We'll see how it all goes.
Yeah. Well, and you never know. Like, I mean, where he goes to Newtown High School?
Well, no, he's in middle school. He'll be in Newtown next
Oh,
year.
yeah.
At the high school next year.
My culinary program at the high school was like, you kind of do everything because we
Yeah.
have like a little cafe at the school. So like you kind of like fluctuate between positions. So like I was expo for a little bit,
Yeah.
like whatever.
That's good.
Yeah, and I mean I found love on the floor.
Yeah.
You know.
Teach you everything.
Yeah.
That's what they'll know when they go, and you know what they decide to do with it. If they want to pursue this or go do something else, they'll at least have the tools to do it.
Yeah. And I've met I have a friend whose parents also own a restaurant, and it's so funny she'll tell us stories and stuff, and she was like literally a little kid, and she was like doing all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I didn't have that because my family wasn't into the restaurant. My dad owned a pizza place when I was a baby, with like a little video game arcade in the back, and my mom would tell stories about how I would lose and I would like scream at the machine. But that was when I was like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like from then till when I started at 13 on my own, we weren't really restaurant people. It's just the job I got, and ended up falling in love with it. And
Yeah, but you were still so young. That's your whole life basically.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. 30.
Love that.
I tell people, I tell them how like this is my 33rd year, 34th year, something like that in the restaurant industry. And they're like, how? You're not even. I said, I started at 13. I started bussing tables at 13 and never stopped.
Yeah.
So through college, everywhere I went, I always had a restaurant job.
Yeah. And there's some people who are built for it, and there's some people that really are not.
Yeah, I'm not built for sitting at a desk.
Yeah.
I go crazy.
Yeah,
Just sitting still in this chair for 90
Yeah.
minutes. It's like, I want to run around. Can we do this? Can we run around the track and do this?
No, we were talking about it earlier. I literally don't know how to stand still. It's actually a
it's-
problem.
it's tough. I could never see myself sitting at a desk 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like I have to be up. I have to be. You know, I'm actually a front house person.
Mhm.
I learned the back of the house as a necessity. I'm not culinary trained. I learned because I had to,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't wait to get back into the front because that's really what I love. I love cooking,
Yeah.
but I don't love cooking 50 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll probably do 2 shifts a week in the kitchen just to be there. But most of my job when this restaurant opens is going to be in the front because I want to be the face. I want to be talking to the people. I want to be making those connections. That's what I fell in love with.
Yeah. That's like my favorite. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Table
it's-
touching.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that.
And I told my staff, I said, I want to touch every table. And I said, I want to know, I don't care if it's 1 too few ice cubes or 3 too many bubbles in the carbonation on the soda. If anybody complains, let me know so I can handle it.
Yeah. I
And
love that.
that's how I came up. Everybody I worked for was a big hospitality. You know, every restaurant. I worked in 5 restaurants,
Mhm.
you know, for the bulk of my career.
Yeah.
Actually, not even 3 restaurants for the bulk of my career. A couple like here and there, and every boss was the same way. Like it's all about service. It's all about hospitality, making the customer happy. You know, and then obviously you have customers you can't make happy, and you have customers that their goal is to ruin your day.
Yeah.
But I don't worry about those customers. It's you focus on the good ones.
Yeah. You just look at them and you're just like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Good riddance. I'll probably see you
Had
again
a guy-
to
had a
ruin my
guy-
day again.
I had a guy yesterday. We were at the brewery with the food truck. I was actually off. Me and my girlfriend went up to meet friends for trivia. And this guy ordered from the truck and walked in all grumbly. So I went out. I was like, what was the problem? He was like, oh, he was nasty from the beginning. And then he thought that the fries were too expensive. And we're not cheap on fries. They're like $8.50 for like a 6-ounce portion, but they're hand cut fries. I'm not ripping open a frozen bag. Like
Yeah.
I sat there that morning and cut, 50
those
pounds
fries.
of fries
Yeah.
and soaked them. And then the kid had to, prep them and fry them off. And, it doesn't sound like a lot, but hand cut fries is a pain.
Yeah.
So we're, $1 or $2 higher than if you're getting frozen fries, whatever. I've never gotten a complaint about it. But the kid said that the guy running the fryer maybe shorted a little bit. I said, all right, so make him an order and bring it over to him and explain to him, this new guy on the fryer. So now, again, I'm off. So I'm like, I'm not that I'm not dealing with it, but this kid is going to be running the truck all summer. So I want to teach him how to deal with it and then watch from afar. Part of why I went yesterday. And he's like trying to explain to this table and he's apologizing and he's giving him this free order of fries. And they're all like ignoring him. Like they're not even looking at him. They're just like having their conversation. So he got, shoulders slumped and walked away. And then the guy ended up giving the fries to the bartender because it was too much. I'm like, well, you complained that it wasn't enough.
Now it's too much.
And this is all in my head. I'm like, now you can't finish the free order that we gave you to make up for it. Like, you know what? You just don't want to be made happy. Like you want to be cranky. You had a bad day and you chose to take it out on somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what you're there for. You're a punching bag.
And Jamie's like, oh, that's upsetting. I'm like, not really. I said, you see that guy across the bar in the green shirt? I said, that guy's here like 3 or 4 times a week. And every time we're here, he eats every day. And every day he raves about the food.
Yeah.
I said, so that's the guy that that I'm worried about. That's the guy I want to keep happy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this guy had no intention of being happy from the beginning.
Yeah.
So.
And back to what you said before. That's why everyone should work in the industry.
Absolutely.
You see what it's like.
Understand what you're doing to that kid. Like you're ripping a 17-year-old kid because what? You didn't get enough French fries? Like
for what did you want? 3 more fries?
Right.
3 more fries?
Right.
Crazy.
But that's life.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was a good learning experience for him. So
yeah, can't please everyone. And
nope.
It's just something that you have to deal with.
Yep.
Yeah. Very fun.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, good luck.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to come.
Can't wait to have you guys there.
I know. I'll definitely be there whenever.
Got to bring the old man with you also.
Yeah, absolutely.
love Chef Mike. Great guy.
He'll give you all the opinions.
Yeah.
So.
Believe me. I'm good friends with who I think is the best chef in Connecticut, Jeff Tavy.
Okay.
You ever heard of Jeff?
Maybe.
Owns Taproot in Bethel. Taproot.
Yes.
Jeff is brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about how brilliant he is. And I'm sorry to every other chef that I'm friends with,
Yeah.
but Jeff's just a little bit better. When I opened Stacks, he came in. He ordered like $150 worth of food. I wasn't there. He texted me. He goes, "Oh, I just got Stacks." I'm like, "Oh, what'd you think?" He goes, "Do you want a normal person opinion or do you want my opinion?" I'm like, "I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Why don't you just give me both?" He's like, "Everything was amazing. I would definitely come back. I would definitely order everything again." I was like, "All right, what's the you opinion?" He was like, "You could use a little bit more pepper on the fries." I'm like, "Dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, dude. Like, don't you have a restaurant to go around? Like, go eat your food and leave me alone."
Yeah, definitely have to
But that's what we're all like. I don't like. I'm a pain to go out with. Like
Yeah.
people hate going out to eat with me because I'm like super. But I don't ruin anybody's day over it. But
Yeah.
I'm super picky.
No, and it's because it's like the swivel head, right? Like you're looking around and you're seeing every little thing. Like
Yeah.
I'll go into someone's bathroom and be like, "Oh, that bathroom was not cute."
Not only that, but it's not cheap to go out and eat.
No, it's not.
Me and my girlfriend, other than my place, we can't get out for less than $100 a person. Couple of cocktails, appetizer, food, after dinner drink, after tip. You can't get out for less than $100 a person.
No.
If I'm going out on a Tuesday, I'm gonna spend $200. It better be banging.
Yeah.
Everything better be perfect. The service better be good. Like, but that's why I go to the same like 4 places.
Yeah.
I go to Sugo, Dewdrop, my place,
Not gonna be disappointed.
Taco Barn. I know I'm getting good food. Taco Dia. I know I'm getting good food, good service.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Taco Dia. Then
Sal.
Oh no,
Forrest.
no. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong place.
Taco Dia is the guy that owns Bailey's.
Oh,
Backyard.
Bailey's backyard. No, I'm thinking of the wrong place.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm terrible with names.
That's all right.
No problem.
You think about Taco Bachi?
Maybe, I don't know.
Jose? Chihuahua?
Is that in Bethel?
Yeah. No. Brookfield.
See?
Down Federal Road even more, past me, even more in like
Maybe I drove
the
past
part
it.
of town that time forgot in Brookfield there where everything is dark but he owns Taco Bachi. It's excellent. Great place. He's another great chef.
Check it out. I need to go over to that side. I feel like there's every restaurant that I hear about is like, oh, Brookfield, Newtown and stuff.
Yeah.
I never get out there.
Yeah.
I've been to a couple places. Perfusion I've been to.
Oh, I love Perfusion.
Yeah.
Matt's a great dude.
Yeah, I like Perfusion.
He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Great cocktails.
Yeah.
Different vibe.
Cool.
I think the vibe's a little bit too young for me.
Yeah.
But me and my girl try to support because we love Matt, and he's
Mhm.
always been great to us. And
Yeah.
we've been there with the truck a couple of times actually, or
Oh,
I think
cool.
once. But we'll probably get back to there with the truck again for a special event or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I'll put your stuff in the bio too. But plug your restaurant.
Oh, JJStacks Newtown,
Yeah.
opening mid-March, 71 South Main Street. 105 homemade wing flavors, hand-cut fries, 10 specialty burgers, bunch of specialty sandwiches, all in-house made desserts. I hired a pastry chef,
Ooh.
which I didn't mean to, but it sort of just happened.
Yeah.
Full bar featuring a lot of Connecticut spirits, Connecticut craft beers. Great sports bar, family-friendly atmosphere.
Yeah.
Should be exciting.
And not $18 for a Tito
And
soda.
not
I'm
$18
excited.
for a Tito soda.
I'm excited
Absolutely
to check
not.
it out.
Yeah. Can't wait
thank
to have you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on
This
Tips
was
and
so much fun.
Secrets. Yeah.